everybody. Today we're going to discuss about recycle, reduce, and reuse. There's 5 of these: repair and recover. So let's read this together. Recycle means it refers to the process of the converting waste products into other products that can be still used. You can be creative and give your old items or waste materials another use or purpose through recycling. Reduce means another one. Number 2, reduce. It means lessening the waste produced by consuming less products. Therefore, it refers to the reducing packaging waste. One good way to reduce packaging waste is by buying products in bulk rather than individually. Okay. Next, number 3, Reuse means in this process you use an item again. So for example, you get a can that was eaten. You can reuse it again to put more and decorate the thing if you want to. Even this one too. It doesn't have anything in it. That's actually what I think. So let's go on. Use an item again after it has already been used in order to avoid throwing it immediately. After using it, After it has already been used in order to avoid throwing it immediately after using it. Once an example of this using eco bags. Eco bags are like one of those bags that you get from markets. And very useful. That's what I meant. I'm talking about so when you get one of those eco bags are like when you use something for groceries and you put stuff in it, and then after it has been used, you keep it for recycling. Yeah, it's actually eco bags. So, let's go on. Instead of plastic bags when shopping, another example is avoiding the use of disposal utensils, one of these plastics, when eating in a restaurant. So, another example of avoiding disposal and utensils when eating at the restaurant. So next, repair. You already know what repair is. Repair is like you get something that's broken and you fix it again and you can reuse it again. That's what it says. It refers to fixing or restoring worn out, broken materials to make them functional again. An example of this is repairing a pair of shoes. As you can see in this picture, you can't even see it because I can't show it. Functional again. An example of this: repairing a pair of shoes that can still be used instead of immediately buying a new pair. So you know one of those rich kids. One of those rich kids say I have a broken shoe. I will throw them away. Give me a new one. That's a waste of money. But if you're poor, you can say I have new shoes, but they're broken. It's okay, I can reuse them again. So that's an example. Next, recover. Recover means taking energy from waste. So you're taking energy from waste and converting it into waste. Does that make sense? Next, that cannot be used anymore, such as reducible waste. Since reducible waste cannot be recycled, they will go directly to landfills. Don't know what landfill is? Landfill is like one of those trash lands. land trash. You put trash in the land. However, with the help of modern machines, we already have modern machines. You know, one of those old times, 2000, I think that was 1988. They use a clawing thing. Yeah, there's no way they can use a clawing thing. I mean, maybe it did happen, but as in my research, really not really. Maybe they got something. I don't know. You can get another waste and convert it into something else. Like, for example, you can wait. I don't have any examples anymore. Let's go on. However, with the help of modern machines, reducible waste can now be treated in order to generate energy. So you get the waste and then you crush out the waste and then you convert it to something and then you get energy. That does make sense. Maybe. The energy produced can be used as electricity from various household appliances. For example, this monitor, or this microphone, or maybe that box over there. And modern. We live in 2020. New Year's maybe almost coming up. Yeah. So let's go on. Where were we? Oh. So, our next lesson will be harmful materials. So, let's explain or discuss. Harmful materials are objects that can be threaten the safety of humans in order to forms of living things, like an animal. There are various ways to classify a material or in other forms of living things. Substances as harmful, they are also different ways to dealing with them. The following are the different kinds of harmful materials that you can see around you. So, this number one is a sharp pointed object. So let me explain one of the examples of pointed objects and sharp objects. So for example, a knife, what else? A pin. You know, one of those pins. You know, you hang out something, you get a painting. What else? A nail. Yeah, a nail. And also, a pen. Wait, actually no. So a pin is dangerous to other people. A knife is dangerous to other people. A saw is dangerous to other people. You know, one of those saws for cutting wood. Okay, let's go on with the lesson. Okay, number two. Toxic substances. I can't explain. Okay. Let me explain about toxic substances. There we go. So toxic substances are, for example, like lotion. You can't drink it. You can't even eat it. I don't know. Only water. Great value every day. But what is toxic substances? So, for example, like invisible glass, spray paint, cleaning substances, more like toxics, and soap. Yeah, you can do that. A glass cleaner, wax. You know, one of those waxing when you go to salons and you wax with your face, something else in your body. Okay, next, let's go on with the lesson. Number 3, metal objects that underwent oxygen. So metal objects can be, I know you guys already know this, but I'm explaining the thing that we just learned from school. Not, actually it's epidemic right now, so we're doing Zoom classes or online. So metal objects can be affected by water. And then when they oxidize, they become rusty. So for example, I get like, what is metal? This one, a metal pole, a metal handle for like a mic. When they go underwent water, they get oxidized and also get rusty. Sorry. But remember that I said about that trash land? That trash land also has like undergoes with underwent. Wait. Yeah. They undergo to water. Water affects the rusty and also can affect other living things like water, salt. Salt, that's an ocean. You can't drink it. Okay, let's go on. Actually, we're actually going to the next page. Oh, here we go. Okay, next lesson, we're going to, wait. We're going to learn about 5RS in plasters. So here, 5G, I don't know, kilogram, 5G of plaster of Paris. Don't know what that is. A selection of useful materials that may be suitable for strengthening plaster, e.g., grass, straw, and toothpick. We do have a toothpick. Scissors. Wait, what? Scissors, steerings, rod, or spoon. So this is how you make plaster. Okay, we already know what this is. Also, be careful. Wear some safety glasses if you're doing that. Note. Teacher's strict guidance is recommended for this activity. Got it? Do you hear me, guys? Okay. Now, okay, here. Moving on to chapter 2. Changes in matter. Lesson number 2. Because we're already done lesson number 1. So let's go on. In this chapter, you will learn about the following. You will learn about physical changes in matter, chemical changes in water. In matter. In matter, too. Because the physical changes in matter, chemical changes in water. Matter. Okay, let's read this story. Not really. Here you go. Dad, we learned in school that burning wood is an example of chemical change. Really? Do you know an example of a physical change? It's your mother's breaking that glass. Yeah. Also, thank you for my accent. I really worked hard on that accent. Yeah, the mom was going like... Okay, let's go on. Humans are not the only ones that undergo changes. All substances undergo changes. Some changes are too simple that it is easy to notice. Substances back to their original form. For example, breaking a glass like that mom did. The dad said. Object changes its shape. I can't speak anymore. But its properties remain the same. This change is considered as a physical change. On the other hand, burning a piece of wood is an example of a chemical change. This is because the chemical composition of the wood changes and undergoes combustion, 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 combustion. I don't know. Let's go on. Already, lesson 3, as it said. Let's go. Physical changes in matter. What kind of change happens whenever an ice cream melts? It melts. How about whenever a leaf is being torn into pieces? It dies. Sorry, demonetized. There are 3 processes involved in the water cycle, namely evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. Wait a minute. Actually, I remember this in science. So, when we were learning, Teacher Joy, and said that there is one more that you cannot guess. And it was here all along. Precipitation. Can you believe that? Also, can you see me? It's a bit bright. I mean, not really. It's dark. I'm your father. Yeah. Next, let's go on. The different processes involved in the water cycle cause physical change in water. These processes cause water to change between the 3 states of matter: solid, liquid, and gas. Solid is rock hard. See that? When you slow-mo your arm wiggling, it will go slow. You can see it with your bare eyes. It goes. Okay, next. The water's chemical composition. Even after all these processes, water remains to be made about 2 hydrogen atoms, like in the stars, and 1 oxygen atom. The melting of the ice cream is tearing off a leaf are also examples of the ice cream, and the leaf does not change because the ice cream is physical or chemical. Physical. Meh. Physical change despite the melting and tearing. The chemical composition of the ice cream and the leaf does not change. In this lesson, you will know physical change occurs. You will also know about the different processes that can be led to a physical change in matter. Let's go. Let's go on with the lesson. Okay, number 1. Is the change reversible? What did he say? What did this book say? Is this change reversible? Yeah. One example. You get a drink, you put it in the fridge, you wait a couple hours, boom, turns into ice. And then you let it out, and then you wait it for it to melt, turns back into water. But Jared, maybe there's a picture of an ice and a water. Yeah, there is. Seriously though, there is. Ice is solid, of course. Water is just liquid. And water vapor, you know what water vapor is? You get gas, and the gas carries up the water and goes up until its friends goes up, and then they connect to each other, and then they fall down again, and then goes back again. Goes up and down and up and down and up and down. That means it's a gas, but also carries water. Spectacle water. Number 2. If the change is not reversible, are the chemical properties of the final product the same with the chemical properties of its original state? and I honor you. In the case of the ice, there is no change in its chemical properties, even after melting into liquid water. Hence, let's just go on with hence. It has an undergone and physical change. So hence has a physical change. So for example, it always says it, but I'm going to say it. For example, like physical change. For example, crushing a can, a rubber band, you flex it. A pencil, you break, you boom it, you do that. And this cord, I don't know where this goes. That's actually what I think of. Glass, yeah, glass. Fire, just as I already said in lesson 2. Okay, number 2. Is it possible? I'm just joking. Mixing sand and water. Did this literal book just ask me? Mix sand and water. Of course nothing happens to water. What is there supposed to happen to water? Never mind. Okay, fine, I'll read it. Let's go on with the lesson. Case the sand is filtered or separated from the water and it's dry to make it look the same as before. Hence, no chemical reaction takes place. I'm right. Hey, look what they said. Breaking a glass. Like seriously, I did not. Rewind it again. So, for example, like crushing a can and breaking a glass. Joke na, hindi ko yung ginawa. Well, this is the end of this lesson. We're going to end the lesson for today. I'll see you tomorrow. I hope you learned something new of chemical and something else like that. And yeah, bye.